And one more remembrance. This also from one of the founding fathers, and also one of my roommates, many roommates, Steve.
Thank you, John.
What year, Steve?
What year? I graduated in 1970. Well, as I walked around the room, I met some people, and I explained to them that I was one of the founders of the fraternity, and how after we had begun, how Glenn had come in and how he kind of took over. I mean, he showed us the way. He had all the connections in the college. He knew who to speak to, who he actually knew, the way to, as George was saying, to write a fraternity, to write it the way the student council would accept it. We had written 3 others, and we had things that were many pages long, and we finally got it down to where they could understand it. We couldn't understand why they couldn't until that point, but they did, and they accepted us on campus. And then we had elected Glenn as our first president. He helped us with getting pins, with the way our logos was presented, and the way the fraternity came out as a social service organization to this college. It made an important imprint and way that we went forward. Yes, we wanted to have scholarship, we wanted to be dedicated, we wanted to have a fraternity of fellowship and friendship. And from that, our fraternity went forward, and for many, many years. When I first began, we sat at this little table John was talking about, and it was so crowded that our knees touched. Yet we had to bring our ideas together. We had to look at each other in the eyes. We had to make a decision that we wanted to start a fraternity, and it was something different. Over the years, I was corresponding and recording secretary, so I took down all the minutes, I recorded everything that went on, and I've kept them. I've scanned them all to my computer, and I passed them on to Mike, who has some, and he's passed some on to you now, too. And for a while, I was the second vice president of the fraternity. So we brought our ideas, our dreams together. The fraternity started here at the college. We established the original 9 links in our chain, and discovered that we had some very intelligent, organizing, and charismatic talents in our company. As there was then and again today, we see that there is a fire here in this room. A fire renewed in pride and interest again. This fraternity, which should have died, it almost died and self-destructed. Yet, by your presence here, it's still alive. And there's something important in that. I mean, we were always a fraternity, and we are still here and making a difference in each of our quarters of the world. So, brothers, later on over there where we're going next, I think John's prepared something, and before I make a toast to you, I'd like to just say one more thing. Within the last 2 years, I can say that I have received at least 64 emails from my father.
That's all?
Because of his leadership, I have also received 31 other emails from long-lost fraternity brothers, and had many telephone calls in which we began to talk to each other as though the last time we spoke was last week and not 40 years ago. Mike would call me on the phone. He told me about one event and then invited me to the next. Every time I said, Mike, no, I can't make it, he waited. Then he would put it to me again and tell me who was coming and all the faces and who was there and what to look forward to. And he waited. And I was thinking, he isn't going to take no for an answer. He just didn't say anything, as though he was saying, I'm not receiving that. So I hear this in many people I've met, that he's treated you pretty much the same way. Let me just digress. It was December 1970 when a group of us went to New York to the Dick Cavett show to see Tony Curtis. We sat in the nosebleed section, way up on top, made a lot of noise, waving our hands, having a great time. I was wearing a white sweater like you couldn't see me. And we were all listening to what was happening on the stage, and all of a sudden the lights came up, and commercial, and then all of a sudden Dick Cavett, Tony Curtis come running up the 4 flights of stairs way to the top. Commercial ends, we go back into the show. They look at me and they say, "And what's your question for Tony Curtis?" Well, it caught me by surprise, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, we just really wanted to say, 'Hi, Tony.'" Well, that went down big here, and we said we didn't really have a question. They went dark again, went back to the regular show. Mike, through his investigation, not only found each one of us here, he found that clip.
Hiya. Oh, here we are. Hello. That's us on television. Well, I think the best thing would be to show hands.
There's a young
those
man
who are
right there.
Yes,
Nice smile on his face.
Yes.
You too.
Don't just.
Hi. Hi.
Do you have anything
Hello.
beyond the gesture you want to
That's
add?
all right. Anything.
And so he's touched us all, and he's brought us together. He's helped us relive this pride. It was in there, and it's just kind of come out. So, in recognition of all his efforts, and we don't know what they all are because tonight's only the first night. He's got other things planned, I'm sure. And so, with all that, and how he's brought us together, I would like to present Mike, with this Tony Award that I received. Somebody up there digs you. It was the Tony Award I received in appreciation for the efforts of Mike Bott from the Brothers of Sigma Delta Phi.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for everyone sharing their thoughts and their time and experiences with us. And going back to the reflection on Glenn, we have an interlude. Angel, please.
You spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that'll make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction, a beautiful release. Memories seep from my veins. Let me be empty, oh, and weightless, and maybe I'll find some peace tonight. In the arms of your angel, far away from here, in this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you feel. You were pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. here. You're so tired of the straight line, and everywhere you turn, vultures and thieves at your back. The song keeps on twisting, keeps on spinning the lie, 'cause it makes up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference, escaping one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet madness. Oh, there's glorious sadness that brings me to my knees. In the arms of your angel, far away from here. In this dark, cold hotel room, and the emptiness that you fear. You were pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of your angel. May you find some comfort here. In the arms of your angel, may you find some comfort.